So this is Gushers, and we talk to Chicago artists about other Chicago artists. Gushers episode 5. I am so excited to have Tuli Bera, my dear friend. This is a special episode because Tuli is the first non-musician that we're having. And Tuli was one of my first friends when I moved back to Chicago, and I'm so excited for what you've brought in today. Can you introduce yourself and just a few bits about how you fit into the arts community in Chicago?
Sure. My name is Tuli. I've been in Chicago since 2016, so coming up on my 10-year anniversary. I'm a dancer, I'm an educator, I produce things. I consider myself, what's it called? A jack of
All trades.
A master of none. We don't have to get into that, but I love Chicago. I always feel like I'm still new in it just because I'm discovering new artists, new shows, new organizations. That's a little bit about me.
And who are we talking about today?
So today we are talking about one of my favorite pieces or performances that I've been a part of, by Lakshmi Ramgopal. The work is called Some Viscera. It premiered
a couple years
ago at the MCA, but it existed as an album, and I think Lakshmi, along with a lot of other musicians, started this work, I think, in 2017.
It's been cooking for a long time.
Yes, it's been cooking for a long time. So, me and two other dancers, Kinnari, Vora, and Shalaka, Kulkarni, were brought into the piece for the MCA. So, definitely fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh eyes, fresh feels. Very rich work, and I'm excited to gush about it.
So you were involved with this?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the piece is about, the rehearsal process, the musicians, the collaboration, all that?
Yes. I mean, the process for me and the other dancers involved, it was very quick. I feel like I learned about it early-ish in the summer, and the performance was in, I think, September or October. So that's just a few months. But my understanding of this work, it's called Some Viscera. So it's some of Lakshmi's very personal stories in her life. I know this work started after the passing of her grandmother. So I know it's deeply personal. It holds a lot. I knew coming into it, there was a great responsibility to take in the work, but Lakshmi is such an incredible leader and facilitator, and did a really wonderful, full of care type of work to bring people in to her world. She wrote out, I don't know how long it took her to do this, but she literally wrote out the significance of each piece or each song that we were gonna be moving to. And so I just felt incredibly held throughout the process.
And so she not only wrote the dance, but she wrote the music too.
She directed the movement alongside Asha, who's another musician and a dancer in the work. I could tell how collaborative this work was. So it wasn't all just Lakshmi creating it, but she brought in a lot of people like Ben Zucker,
yes,
Johanna, Erica, and I know Lucy Little, and I know Lia Kohl was a part of the original building of the album.
Mm-hmm. You brought in 2 clips today.
Yes.
Can you set up the first one?
Yes. So this is about, I would say, midway through the full piece. The title of this song is called Cremation. It's a little it sounds like a pop song a bit.
Yeah.
It's very catchy. So this particular song was interrogating the classical. So I was brought into the work because of my relationship with ballet. Kinnari has a very rich history with Bharatanatyam, and Shalaka has a very rich relationship with Kathak. So the three of us were kind of these like
three different classical
traditions, but we were also taking on the persona of like, you know, girls in dance class, and how there's like an element of competition, and but there's also play.
Yeah.
So you'll see that a bit in the work, and I just feel like overall, just in general, this piece really allowed each dancer to bring themselves into the work, even though this work is so like near and dear and personal to Lakshmi. Yeah.
Should we watch it?
Let's watch it.
I will pray that your hair turns gray and glows in the night as it burns away. Lie in your bed as the flame turn red and rise to the sky as you rest your head. Look at the stars that are piercing your heart. Watch as the fire fades and grows dark. I will wash your face. I will wash your feet. I will wash your head. Now it's time to sleep. Look at the stars that are piercing your heart. Watch as the fire fades and grows dark. Look at the stars that are piercing your heart. Watch as the fire fades and grows dark.
There's a lot going on there.
There is a lot going on there.
Where should we start?
I think that with a lot of this work, like the song kind of can stand on its own, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's like two and multiple things being shared at once. So like what we were doing was about like, yeah, we were interrogating the classical and this like certain things that arise in environments like that. So we were like little girls, like competitive with each other, being competitive. But the song itself was, I think, still linked to Lakshmi's relationship with her grandmother's passing, because the song before this went really deep into it. And so there's part of it is this like, I know the song kind of represents this like almost like anger of being left behind. But then what we're doing as dancers doesn't really necessarily directly connect to that. So there's like multiple stories being shared at once.
The song to me is very clear cut into sections.
Yeah.
And the dance goes through many different phases, and I would say like different maturities.
Totally.
Like some of the dance feels like you could like it could be a bunch of students dancing outside the school during recess.
Yes. Yeah.
But then at the end, they're like checking in on each other. They're on the ground. The light's very low. It looks like they're going through some pain or some sort of struggle.
Yes. Yeah.
But the music remains kind of poppy.
Upbeat. Yeah.
So it's how are we supposed to feel as the audience? We're watching kind of a disconnect. Things don't match up.
Yes. And I think that's also what I personally experienced in moving with this piece of music as well. But also we were encouraged to like return to our like childlike self. Coming up for me right now is this album just has so much history, and so like coming in as a dancer with Kinnari and Shalaka, it was just like another layer was added on to the work. So it's hard for me to actually speak to like the depth of the music and like the significance of it, because I know it comes from such a personal place for Lakshmi. And so, you know, when we were talking about like this piece was about interrogating the classical, like the certain social dynamics that arise in a dance class, like competition, like trying to be the best, but also being playful and like these are my friends and I do like them, but they're also like I need to be better than that. And then when you're like, and there, yeah, you see this like through line across these forms and how it's learned and how it's taught.
So this song is kind of about growing up.
Yeah.
And being exposed to rules, and sometimes you follow them, sometimes you don't follow them. Sometimes your friends are your friends. Sometimes you beat them up a little bit. Sometimes they beat you up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's, you're kind of going through life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was the task for us three dancers, but I don't know that was what the song was about, right? So it's interesting that the work is addressing multiple things. It's so layered.
Yeah.
Like how do you share such nuance, you know? And I think this piece just like everyone who saw this live or like got to watch it later through video, they'll resonate with something, and that's what makes this work so exciting.
Can you bring us into the second clip?
Yes. So this is the final movement. It's called Water, Wind, Wave, Snow. Water, Wind,
Wave, Snow.
Yes. And I know that this piece is kind of speaking to loss and what may never be for Lakshmi. I think this is where I think the movement and the significance of the song really aligned. So the movement is really based in this like the dancers are, you'll see like we're like reaching towards each other and like kind of looking into this like beyond space of what are our dreams, what are our hopes, what have we lost and what will we never have kind of thing. And then the end, maybe I won't speak to it just yet, just so it's like a surprise if you haven't seen it.
You ready?
Yes.
There on the shore, as sand meets the sea, I drowned her for you and for me. There on the shore, as sand meets the sea, I drowned her for you and for me. There on the shore, as sand meets the sea, I drowned her for you and for me. There on the shore, as sand meets the sea, I drowned her for you and for me.
What a surprise ending.
Yeah.
You don't see that coming at all.
No, you don't. Yeah, when I first... I remember, like, when we were learning this last piece, and I love, like, classical music. Like, I love, and also, like, it brings up certain other memories. But,
sure.
And what an epic piece of music to just, like, end on. And, like, the transition from, like, this, like, grieving state, this, like, loss, this longing, this... Yeah, it, like, I get goosebumps hearing that, that last piece, Water, Wind, Waves, Snow. But, like, the transition into this, like, I think what the use of the Vivaldi is, like, for me at least, it represents this, like, it's innovative in a way, but it's also, like, quite a...
No one has danced to Vivaldi like that.
No, I've never seen that, and to, like, take you know, yeah, there's like classical Bharatanatyam elements. Like Lakshmi has a history with Bharatanatyam. Like she grew up learning the form. She went through, there's this thing called your Arngathram, which is you reach a certain level, you've like mastered the fundamentals, and you have this like 2 to 3 hour like, I have reached this level of mastery, and I am now at the top of my training.
You're an expert.
You're an expert.
Yeah.
And can pursue, you know, more.
How did she concoct this ending of we're going to put these two traditions, we're going to superimpose them?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But I think it's like part of like Lakshmi's questioning and like this like confrontation with her own relationship to the classical, and then but also like we're bringing in another classical form, like a European classical form. So I think for me it's like there's still just this like questioning that's happening, but it's also ending on this like we can innovate, we can, you know, there's like a fusion element to it. There's like also calling into question of like Lakshmi's experience and even my experience of like the Indian diaspora and like our relationship to things that are rooted in like Western culture, European culture, and yeah, it's so complicated. But it somehow manages to shift us from this like deeply reflective state to almost like this Vivaldi's piece it sounds hopeful. It sounds like it's energized, it's exciting,
and the posture that the dancers take getting into it, you're lined up,
yes,
hands on the hips,
yes,
it's a very confident, stately dance.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you see that in classical forms.
Yes.
There's a level of like nobility and like royalty about it.
Yeah.
And like the posturing is
it's very upright.
It's upright. Yeah. It's very it's upright and a bit rigid, to be honest.
And then going from the Vivaldi into the ending pose, the music breaks down.
Yes.
The geometry of the dance breaks down. What do you think she's trying to do from going from this like kind of packaged, stately posturing to we're going to transition into like a final image?
Strategically, it's like the dance has ended.
Sure.
Ending pose.
You have to find an ending somehow.
Yeah, ending somehow. And I think that's actually like a very classical choice to make. Yeah. Like I think with more, you know, contemporary or like postmodern forms, like things just keep going and there's like a fade out. But this is like this is the end of this work. Right. There's like a final or a finality to it.
You make the pose, lights go down.
Yeah. But the way that it transitions out of the Vivaldi kind of back into like the melody of like the beginning of the song, it kind of, there's a final pose, but the song kind of just like, you still hear the melody even like long after
it's in your memory.
Yes, it isn't this like da da.
Right.
It doesn't like end with this like, you know, grand chord.
Right. It's not a Beethoven symphony.
No. So it's still like wandering, it's still questioning.
Well, that was delightful.
I know. It's brilliant. I always want this piece to like keep living. Yeah. So if you want to know more about this work, you should go to Lakshmi's Substack. She writes about it. Her username is like Yanthia. Maybe we can put it.
We can put the link in the description.
She is such a beautiful writer. She's such an inspiration to me, just with like, and I think is like a great guide for if you are in a place of like wanting to share something really personal. She just does it in such a way that I don't know, you can really resonate with the work no matter who you are. It's very honest.
I think that's a good place to leave it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in today. I loved this conversation. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.